Hello everybody, Mr. Sticksman here, and welcome back to Stormworks. We are now ready to carry out a $10 million cargo haul. This is going to be a huge operation involving not only our new self-propelled barge, but also some new and unseen creations, older creations, and something so terrifying and dangerous that it could end our entire mission. Ladies and gentlemen, enter the Megalodon. That's right, for this entire mission, the Megalodon will be out there, waiting for a tasty snack to enter its path. It could be just a few meters away right now, or if we're lucky, we might never see it. We've got no idea what's going to happen over the next few videos as we take on this monster challenge. Let's go. Okay then, so right now we are over here at home, and in today's video all we have to do is go east to this island here and buy some jet fuel. Now that's going to cost us about $1.3 million just to load up with jet fuel. Of course, we'll also top up with diesel here as well, because in the next video we're going to head northwest over to this island here, which is the military hospital. And I've got a question mark there because I'm not actually going to say right now exactly what we're doing here, but basically I'm going to be spawning in two creations, one which you may have seen before if you've been watching my other videos, but the other one is completely new and nobody else has seen it apart from me so far. So we're going to do that in the next video, and then we're going to go over to the airport, back over to the military hospital, back to the airport again, and at that point we're going to be hopefully selling our $10 million of jet fuel, okay? And that's where we're going to sort of complete the whole mission before, of course, going home at the very end. That is the overall plan, guys, but in today's video we're just going from home to here to buy some jet fuel. Anyway, let's get to work. Okay, so it's mid-morning right now. There's the sun just rising over there, and here is our diesel tank. So we're going to fill up with diesel first, of course, and make sure that's not on reverse. There we go. And yeah, of course it's raining. Oh, I've just fallen off the side of the dock there, but we managed to save that. That was a good save, wasn't it, guys? It was a good save. Oh yeah, we've got to turn on the breaker because otherwise our pumps won't work. So we'll just switch that on over there. Come down here, turn on the pump, and yes, we're filling up with diesel. By the way, I have been upgrading this boat off camera between the last episode and now, so there are some more things to check out in this episode. I've made a cabin, would you believe it? We finally got a cabin. It's very, very small and incredibly simple, but it is there. Also, I've built in a sort of fire suppression system in the engine room as well, which is quite interesting. It's actually manual, it's not automatic, but that's because I wanted to try and sort of run around the boat making things difficult for myself. so that's why it's more manual, but it's built into the boat. And that's a really cool, good, fun system to use. We might have to use that at some point in this in this mission. Now I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but anyway, let's just see how the diesel's doing. That's almost half full now. And of course, I've been adding as many viewer suggestions as I can. Look at that, it's a chopper over there just taking off. That's pretty cool. I wonder where that one's going. Just hopefully it won't crash. I think they're pretty good now, aren't they? The pilots seem to be quite reliable these days. Hopefully, anyway. Okay then, so the diesel tank is now maxed out at over 14,000 litres. That's a lot more than we had in the previous outing on this boat here, so that's going to be very, very handy, I think. But now let's just jump on board. I think we're just going to the bridge. I mean, how much space have we got here? Is there... Oh no, I've just fallen off. Right, okay, I'm just on the ladder right now, and look at that, our tyres are right up against the dock, so I don't know if there's going to be any problems there. But, oh, okay, something just happened. Oh, that wasn't me. I am not strong enough to do that. Oh my goodness. I think this boat weighs about 55 tons at the moment, empty. And, yeah, it just got catapulted off the side of the dock. Okay, however that happened, I have got no idea. But I guess we're going to be reversing, or I could use the bow thrusters from here and try and go port side with those. So let's go into the bridge, and we'll just try and hold the left bow thruster down and see if this works. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? I just have to watch the stern as well, but we should be pivoting on the stern, if you know what I mean. Hopefully, anyway. So hopefully we're not getting too close to the dock again. It's just the bow that should be moving out for the most part. There we go. That's enough, isn't it? And we are going in this direction at the moment. So yeah, let's start up the generators and get on our way. By the way, I do have that key just plugged into one engine, which then turns over all 4 engines, but for some reason it still makes that weird noise. It never used to, but now it does, so that's a bit weird. Also, what we're going to do is... What is that running? Yep, we've got some good RPS on the generators there. Temperatures are... Hang on a minute. Why are they so low? 6? How are they 6? They used to be 20. They're like a quarter of the... That's freezing cold, basically. How are engines running? Oh my goodness, that is very, very good. Okay, anyway, let's just turn on the motor power breaker over there. And we'll get onto the helm and use our jet clutch. And that's just going to connect the motors into the water jets there. And yes, things are looking good so far. I am going to put on some instrument lights as well to brighten up our displays here. So let's do that. There we go. That's brighter, isn't it? And also put on some nav lights as well. Just check that out. There we go. Nav lights are on. Red, white and green. Lovely stuff. Now we're just going to point a bit more to the left here so we can keep away from land. And that should be good. Then we're going to go underneath the train tracks in a minute. By the way, guys, this boat is now a lot faster than it used to be. That's both the average speed and also the top speed as well. And I've got a few extra clever systems on board to, well, clever for my standards anyway, to improve the situation quite a lot. So hopefully this is a massive upgrade compared to last time in terms of performance. And that throttle there is something to do with it. That is basically our turbo booster, that thing. That thing there is going to make us go over 30 knots, ideally, which is pretty crazy. But we're going very slow at the moment, and our cruising speed today is going to be around 10.5 knots. So we can upgrade that right now using our engine throttle here. We just put that up to about 40%. Okay, and that enables us, as you'll see, to get about 10.5 knots, I think. 10.3, 10.4 nearly. Okay, so just around 10.4, I guess. Last time I think our average speed was about 6 knots roughly, so that's much better, isn't it? Now our engines are powering one central large generator, which is going directly into the motors and the fluid jets there. Okay, so we're not actually going through batteries to power this thing forwards for the most part, just for like right now, that's what we're doing. But the top speed in this configuration is about 18 knots, okay? So what I've done is I've added this turbo throttle here. So that is going to actually use the batteries. If I switch that breaker there, we switch over to battery power in addition to our big generator. So, yeah, and then we use this throttle, and that's going to give us, well, hopefully over 30 knots. And the reason why we need that is because obviously there is a huge great sea monster waiting for us at any point, and I don't know if or when that's going to show up, but yes, there is a megalodon in the ocean somewhere. That's why we need to go over 30 knots. I think that's the widest part of the train track, just over there, isn't it? So we'll aim for that. Anytime we get one of those, is it a signal box? Is that what it's called? If you aim for those ones, that tends to be, at least here, the wider part of the track, and the supports underneath, so we'll aim for that. We should get through nice and easily. But also, guys, yeah, I've got now this is new as well, so I've got 2 screens now instead of 1 here. This one is actually one of the brand new monitors that has just been added into the game, so that's pretty cool. But the reason why I've got 2 here is because one of my viewers has very, very kindly gifted me, well, I'll show you actually, if we just switch it on here, chart screen. Look at that, guys, and it even says Sticksman Inc. How brilliant is that? So thank you very much, Ricky, for making this. It's really, really cool. And of course, if visibility reduces a lot, we should be able to see, you know, what's going on around us. I mean, obviously we're approaching the train tracks right now, which are sort of this line here going away from the land. And we're just about to pass underneath them. But I think it's really cool. And we've got, you know, we've got zoom. You can zoom in. You can also, you can zoom out as well. And it's touch screen. So if you just click on the screen, you can scroll around up, down, left and right. And then if you get lost, like if you go over here by mistake, you can just press R and it resets to our current location. And that is also plugged into the GPS down there. Now, Ricky, of course, this is different to the actual kind of appearance of this thing that you gave me the other day. So it does look a bit different, but I couldn't find anywhere to actually build it into the boat. So I hope you don't mind that. I've sort of rebuilt it, but I've kept your monitor and, of course, your GPS and also the microcontroller, and I've just sort of repositioned them a bit to fit them in with the boat. But I hope that's okay. Thank you so much. That's a really cool addition. But we also still have this monitor over here, and actually I might as well just adjust our course a bit to head right through the center of those supports there. And there we go, we're just passing underneath the tracks right now. There's the shadow going over us. I remember this from the last time we did it. Yes, nice. Okay, so we're just going to turn starboard side a bit, and I think just behind the crane that might be the oil rig which we stopped at before. We're not going to stop there this time. If we just go out here, we might be able to see it. Let's just have a look with our binoculars here. Let's get up onto the catwalk. Oh no, there it is. Oh, nice. Okay, so we're just going to head towards that at the moment, really. It's actually quite hard to see, isn't it, behind the crane? But, well, in fact, it's impossible to see. Oh, there it is. We're going to go to the right-hand side of it anyway, the starboard side of it. So, yeah, that's about right, I think. We do have this rear-facing monitor here, so if the Meg does appear and it's behind us, then we can see it. We can keep our eye on it on there, even if we're looking forwards here, so that's handy. I think we should go down below deck, though, and have a look at some of the upgrades I've made, just so that we can talk about them before we have to actually use them. It might be a good idea. So I'm just going to turn the, there we go, chart screen, so turn that off for now, so that it saves a bit of performance as we exit the bridge and head down below deck. But so far, the coast is clear, so this is a bit risky that we're taking our eyes off the water, but let's just go and do it. We might as well. Okay, now you'll notice as we go downstairs there is a new door on the left hand side. On the right hand side there's quite a few changes as well. Oh yeah, that's where I put my keep active block. I just remembered that. Anyway, yeah, we've got a keep active block on here now. We might need that at some point. So let's have a look here first of all. This is our new cabin, and it's got its own sort of window with a shutter on it. So we'll open the door here. It's super simple. Obviously, there's hardly anything in here, but there is a bed. There's a player sensor for the light, and also we've got this. Now, my idea behind this is, well, it is the only cabin on the boat at the moment, so this is our bed, essentially, but it is sort of the engineer's quarters, and so the engineer can open the shutter and just have a look at the engines from bed without having to get up, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I quite like that. Anyway, let's go. That's very basic, but I'm glad we've found a place for it. Now, down here, this has changed quite a bit. So instead of, because we used to have another staircase, didn't we, going down there, but it took up a lot of extra space, and I was thinking, you know, how can we increase the space we have down here? So I just thought, let's put a ladder. Alright, so we've got a ladder here now. Look at the extra room. If you remember it from before, this entire bit here was basically a staircase, and now we can run around easily inside it. It's pretty much the same apart from that. I think I might have painted the motors here, but otherwise, yeah, it's pretty much the same. We've got some extra tools in here as well in case we need them. But let's head up now. I'm getting a bit scared. I'm getting a bit scared about if there's a megalodon. So we're going to have to do a quick check before we carry on. We're pointing in the right direction though, and so far, look how calm it is. It's so calm, isn't it? The rain has, I think the rain's gone. The fog might still be there a little bit, but it's pretty good as well. Yeah, this is going very, very well so far. No sea monsters out the back either. So at the moment we're lucky. In that case, let's go and have a look at the new fire suppression system. And here it is then. So in the engine room, we've now got two of these things, one on either side of the boat. And essentially, you just pick up a hose, plug it into the outlet there, turn the pump on, and then you press B, and it fires water out. We won't do too much because it's probably sapping a bit of battery power. But that's really, really powerful. And yeah, hopefully that'll be very effective. The reason why, because we could have done an automatic system, and a viewer suggested that, so thank you for suggesting to have an automatic fire suppression system there, but I decided to do a manual one just because I'd quite like to increase the challenge a bit, so that's why I've done that. And also, if the fire spreads, the automatic system may not be able to reach all of the, the fire, essentially. So I thought if we've got this, then we can run around with it. We can even go into other rooms with it as well, because the hose is probably like 20 meters long, and put out fires there. So that's why I've done that. But thank you for that suggestion, because that sort of reminded me to actually make some kind of system in the first place, which is always handy, right? We are now about halfway on our journey already, and that's because we're going a bit faster than we were before. It is definitely going quicker, and we know that because that rig there is about halfway to our destination. So that's fantastic. So far, so good. No major problems. And we certainly haven't been eaten yet. But it is much easier just to increase that speed there by about 4 knots or so. But let's have a look over here on the chart, because I reckon, if you can see that little square there, I reckon that is actually the rig. And I think we are... Okay, yeah, so we're focused on ourselves now. If we just zoom out a bit. There we go. Yeah, I reckon that is the rig, so it does pick it up, look. Now there is one extra thing we have to do right now, and that is to engage the clutch on our other generator, the secondary generator, because as you can see our battery is reducing just a little bit here. It is coping rather well actually, but yeah, we're sort of just 98% at the moment. So what we're going to do is just increase the clutch on this generator here, and that's going to reduce our speed a bit because we are using the engines to power that generator. So now we're doing... yeah, sort of 8, is that 8.4 knots? We're going to go down to 8.3.5 or something. But yeah, now we are charging our battery. As you can see there, it is increasing gradually. And then when it's done, of course, we can just take off the clutch again and just leave it for a bit and it should be fine. The more charge these batteries have, the safer we are from the Megalodon, because that's going to give us extra speed for longer periods of time. The waves are picking up just a little bit here, but not too bad right now, so... you know, there's... oh, you can see the wind, look, in the sky. I don't know if you can see that on video, but you can see streaks of wind there just going across the screen. So, yes, it could get worse in a minute, actually. Yeah, it looks to be getting a little bit worse. Okay, I think our mini Wolverine is secure on deck, so everything should be fine. But we'll just have to keep an eye out for that. We are now past halfway though, because that rig is literally the halfway marker, and we are, yeah, we're just ahead of it at the moment. So with any luck, we might be able to see the oil refinery, which is where we're going, in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But it is, you know, it's quite foggy at the moment, isn't it? So I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it. There's something over there, look. There is definitely an island over there, but that's not the one we're going to. I reckon, actually, that must be these 2 islands here. I don't think it's the big base here, so actually we might be able to see it already. Let's just go outside and have a look. It's definitely getting choppy now. Yeah, guys, I can see an island over there. Wait a minute, are we turning right? I don't think so, just the waves. I can see an island over there. I don't think that's going to come across on video, and I've lost it again already. I've already lost it, but I could see something just very faintly. That's probably the one we're going to. Anyway, let's just head back into the bridge. Now, as you can see there, our battery is fully charged again. So what I'm going to do is just double check that here. Yep, it's fully charged. Now I'm going to take off the generator, and we're going to add an extra 2 knots onto our speed here, which is great. And we'll get moving properly again. Okay, I suppose the waves might reduce our speed a bit, and the wind as well. But if the wind gets behind us, we'll actually increase our speed maybe to over 11 knots. So, yeah, but at least we're going over 10 at the moment. That's perfect. Okay, guys, I've decided when we can see the oil refinery, I'm actually going to do a top speed run to show you how quick this thing can go. Because, we'll be sort of a bit safer when we can see that and head straight for it. And also, we've got plenty of diesel, and I'm going to buy some more when we get to the refinery. So it doesn't matter if we burn off like 4 grand of diesel, in 2 minutes. We'll try not to, but, it does drink it very, very quickly at full power. Let's have a look with our camera, actually, shall we? Because we've got a camera on the roof here. No, not that one. Yes, I do need that one, actually, but I also need this one here. There we go. So that is our roof camera, which we're controlling with A and D. but we can also zoom in a very long way. I don't think I can see anything yet. So, I'll have a bit of a look. I'm just going to zoom into the max. Yeah, it's just a white screen, isn't it? Oh, there we go. We can see something. We can see the water. Yeah, we're not really close enough yet to see any details over there. Right, so we'll turn that off for now, but we might check it again in a minute. We're now well past the rig over there, look. So, you know, we're well over halfway at this point. There it is. Still watching out for this megalodon. You know, at any point it could jump out the water and, yes, and attack us. So we've got to be super careful about that. What's the time at the moment? Okay, 3:10 in the afternoon. So, you know, there's a fair bit of sunlight ahead of us, but the sun is going to go down at some point soon, and I will sleep through the night. So we're probably not going to be doing any nighttime operations at the moment, because of course visibility is really poor, especially on video. So I'll probably end up doing that, yes. But at the moment we just want to keep an eye out for this island. And that crane, I'll tell you what guys, that crane is a bit of an issue when it comes to visibility. I might move it, to be honest. I might actually move it out the way. If I just go and do that, we'll just get into the seat here. And if we move it this way, so it's not hanging over the bow, then we can see in front, and there's some islands over there, look. So, what's that over there? Let me just get my binoculars out. Is that the refinery? Oh, I think it is, guys. I think we're heading in the wrong direction. Hang on a minute. Well, I can see it. Yes. However, for some reason we're going... Oh yeah, I should have used my compass ball, but I've been ignoring it. Yeah, that's the refinery. Oh yeah, there's the platform, guys. Hopefully you can see that on camera. But there's the platform, which is just next to the refinery. And it's actually quite good that we're over here, because we do need to give it a wide berth anyway, so we can go in nice and straight. So actually it's not the worst thing in the world that we've gone just slightly off course here. But let's do a top speed run. Right, there's the island with the castle. So I'm going to point in this direction now. We're going to go port side a bit. Just to about there. Right, let's do a top speed run, guys. Now, not for very long, but we'll try and get over 30 knots. Okay, let's close the doors. We've got to prepare for this. Alright, here we go then. So the first thing I'm going to do is ramp up the generator to the max, okay. Then I'm going to switch over to batteries and put on our turbo booster. And we'll watch the speed, and also have to adjust the trim as well to make sure we're nice and flat. So, yep, we're going in the right direction. Okay, here we go then, guys. Right, so, here we go. Full power. Right, battery power switch. Turbo mode. Look at the speed. 30 knots. Hang on, we've got to adjust it now. The trim. We're pointing down into the water a bit. That should get us over 30. There we go. Oh, 29.8. Come on. Or maybe it won't get quite to 30. Let's have a look. Oh, we're pretty flat though, aren't we? We are quite flat at the moment, guys. Check. Oh yeah, 30 knots. We've made it. Over 30 knots. And, okay, let's just check the fuel. Okay, check out how quick that fuel is being reduced. That is... That's very expensive travelling, guys. But that's alright, because in the last mission, we actually started the whole thing with 9,700 litres, and we've still got well over that right now. We're almost there already, so I don't mind spending a few grand just to speed up the process a bit here. It's pretty good fun. But this is why we need this top speed, is because if the Meg is chasing us, this is what we're going to have to be doing. And if it's really choppy, we're going to have to do this, you know, probably be jumping out the water and all sorts of crazy things. The sun is going down behind us, but we've made it in, well, just in daylight. Okay, that is fantastic. We'll be there in no time, actually. So I don't know how much fuel I want to burn off here. It actually doesn't matter at all. We could burn off, you know, an extra 5 grand, no problem. But I'll just slow down as we get a bit closer, really. I don't mind. We might as well just burn it off all the way there now. Should we have a look with our camera, see if we can use it for something here? So, roof cam, we'll just turn it. Oh yeah, we'll just switch over control there. That's the island. Hang on. Oh my goodness. There it is. Oh my. Okay, that's it there. It's a bit foggy, so yes, it looks quite white there. Hopefully you can see that on camera anyway, but that's maximum zoom right now. Okay, and can we see the castle island? There it is. Although the castle seems to be invisible on it. Oh no, there it is. There, you can just about see it there, look. There we go, there's the castle. Amazing. Anyway, let's just turn that off for a minute. Okay, we'll leave our chart screen on there. That's fantastic. That's a really, really cool screen. I love that my name's on it as well. Cheers, Ricky, for that. It's really cool. Right. Now, how much fuel have we got left? Ah, more than I expected, actually. That's not bad, is it? The 28 knots, because of course we are going to be slowing down gradually, but what we can do is put the generator on. We'll slow down a bit more, I think, but we might be increasing our battery power. Or is it still going to go down? Yeah, it's still going down. Anyway, we're almost there, guys. Check that out, it's raining now as well, so... But that doesn't matter too much. Really, it's all about the waves and the Megalodon. That's the problem. And, you know, we can't see them, which is brilliant. How much battery have we actually got right now? 82. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do is actually stop... yeah, I'm going to stop this now. Because I don't mind too much on the fuel. Let's just take that off. But let's put it down to 40%. But yeah, what I don't want to do is have to recharge the battery a lot, because it's not super fast at charging. There's a crate over there, guys. Check that out. Let's go and get it. I might actually make a swim for it. Hang on. I'm going to put that down to 20%. Give that a chance to recharge the batteries. Take the jet clutch off. And the motors off there. Okay, that's pretty good, actually. So we're now charging battery. There we go. We can just see it's not very quick, but it is working. I think that's going to speed up a bit. There we go. It's speeding up now. Okay, I'm going to just make a quick swim for it. This is not a sensible idea, guys, but I'm going to do it. Here we go. Right, we're in. Now, from what I know, I think the Megalodon doesn't actually chase people. It chases boats and vehicles instead. So we do have sharks, though, guys. I do have sharks turned on. And they are, of course, very, very dangerous. But I don't think the Meg will actually go for us personally. It'll probably be the boat. So, right, we'll quickly get it and then run back. Okay, $9,000. That's going to pay for all of our diesel to get over here. But now let's head back onto boat. and hopefully not get eaten by anything. Okay, we'll close the doors here. We're in the bridge now. And let's just put the clutch back on. Increase the engine throttle there a bit. Let's go up to 10.5 knots again. We'll just put the motor power breaker on and we should start moving forwards. There we go. It's getting really dark outside, guys. Not just because the sun's going down, but actually it's mainly because it's raining really heavily right now, isn't it? And that does make the screen a bit darker, unfortunately. But we're basically there, so you know, there's nothing to worry about really. Guys, I've just found another crate over there. Look at that. How lucky is that? So I'm going to head straight forward because it's not very far away. We might as well go and get it. And then I think what I'm going to do is sleep through the night again and go into the refinery in the morning. Because hopefully the rain will have stopped by then. Hopefully it's not going to be too choppy either. But we'll get another sort of full day of sunlight to top up with diesel. And of course buy $1.3 million of jet fuel before we end the episode. There it is. It's just over there. So I'm going to turn port side. I'll leave it on the starboard side, I think. It's getting a bit dark. I might actually put the deck lights on if I can. That's those. There we go. They might reduce our FPS a bit. Alright guys, it's just over there. I'm sorry it's getting quite dark now, but yeah, in a minute I will go to sleep. I think that the crate is just over to the starboard side ahead of us. There it is. Nice. I'm actually going to shine a spotlight on it, so we'll get a bit closer. And then I'll put a spotlight on it and we'll just jump in and get it. Okay, right spotlight is now on. Okay, there it is, guys. I don't know if you can see that on the monitor there, but it is there. I can just about see it, and the spotlight is shining right at it. So if I just cut the power now, going about 2.5 knots. if I just take off the clutch, we'll run down. And there it is, look. In the light. Brilliant. So we'll just dive in and get that. Okay, $7,500. That is very, that's worth it, you know. That's definitely worth it. We just made quick money there. That's very easy money. Okay, guys, there's the sun. So what I'm going to do is head down into the cabin now. We're going to do that on camera. There we go. Here's the cabin. We'll just go in here, close the door, and have a good night's sleep. And hopefully it'll be nice and calm, bright and sunny in the morning. Alright, guys, it's now morning. And the engines have not blown up, as we can see. They're fine. So let's just close the shutter here. It seems to have stopped raining because I can't hear any rain. But, of course, we can't see what's outside yet. Let's have a look at the weather. Okay, it's still raining, but it's very calm. That's perfect for us. I'm going to turn off the deck lights now because my FPS has dropped considerably because of those things. So, oh, that's much better now. Right, let's just quickly apply. I left the generators running as well just to charge up the battery a bit. So we're now moving at 2.5 knots. Let's bring it round to the port side a bit there because that's where we're going. And there is the entrance to the refinery. We'll sort of head in between these two islands at the moment, I think, and then turn port side a bit more when we get closer. So we can head straight in and it'll be easier for us in that case. I did forget to mention actually, guys, and we'll see this working in a minute, I now have a bow distance sensor. So one of my viewers kindly suggested to have a camera on the bow so we can see how close we are to things in front. But I wasn't sure like if I wanted to add you know, an extra screen or have more channels for screens and stuff. So I thought what I'd do in the end is kind of use that idea but use a distance sensor instead, and basically when we get within 5 meters of something in front of the bow, this red light is gonna, I think it's red anyway, that's gonna light up and tell us that we're getting really close to whatever's in front of us. And the main time we're going to be needing that on this trip is actually in the refinery. So we're going to use that in a minute as we get closer. But now let's just speed up a bit here. We might as well go back to 10.5 knots. Yeah, that should be fine there. Have we got? Oh yeah, we've got the generator. So we probably hit about 8.5 knots. And we'll just move towards that refinery. Still no sign of the Meg. I think we've escaped it this time, guys. I think we're very, very lucky at the moment. But, you know, it's even more dangerous in the next episode when we're carrying all of that jet fuel. That is the most dangerous time on this trip. Okay, guys, so we're now getting really close to the refinery. I'm going to start turning to port side. And there we go. We just gradually move in there. But I really do want to be fairly straight on when we get there. So we're just going to be careful, not turn too much at the moment. We'll just gradually turn in. Look at the surface. It's like glass, isn't it? It's so calm at the moment. It's literally like glass. You can see everything reflecting off it. Okay. There's the island with the castle on. I'm just wondering if there are any loot crates on there, but I'm not so sure about that. There might be one or two. Can't see any from here though. Now of course we can also remote control the gantry cranes over there as well, so in a minute we are going to be filling up with jet fuel and we're going to use the remote control to do it, if I can remember how anyway. I have set it up properly, but it was a while ago I set it up, so hopefully we can do that. And yeah, we'll use this distance sensor in a minute just to make sure that we don't hit the back of the dock. So yeah, hopefully those two new additions to the boat are going to work and help us out a bit. The sun is rising, of course, so it should get brighter as we move forwards with the day here. I don't know if the rain's going to stop, but what's the time? Okay, 8:17 at the moment, so that's pretty good. I am going to just back off on the speed here. Let's just take it down to about 30% now. There we go. And how fast is that? 5 knots. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And we'll just go even slower in a minute. We don't want to crash into anything, of course. But that seems to be quite good there. Perhaps I want to be a bit straighter. It's not too bad, is it? It's not too bad. Right, we're just going to slow down even more now. So we're going to be going about 2 knots, 2.5 knots in a minute. As we enter the dock here. That's looking pretty good, actually. Can't see much over on the starboard side. If we look at the port side there, you can see we are clear of that. So I'm going to keep going port side a bit. I think we're okay on both sides. I mean, you know we can fit in here because we did it before. Just a question of actually controlling this thing properly. There we go. And we're in. I can't believe we've got here already. Much quicker than before. I suppose we were going 30 knots for a bit. Okay. Alright, that's nice and straight now. Oh, we're going a bit too far to the left, so try and centre that up a bit. That's it. That is brilliant. Yeah, we'll just quickly check the sides here. That's loads of room on port side and loads of room on starboard side as well. We want to go right into the middle, to be honest. I'm going to slow down even more now. Hopefully the engines won't stall, but it doesn't really matter too much. The bird's been scared off again. Now this light, in a minute, that should turn on when we're 5 meters away from the end of the dock. So just keep an eye out for that light. Hopefully it's working. I have tested it and it should be working. The engines... Oh, the engines have stalled. Okay, so we'll just apply a bit more throttle here. And I'll just use the clutch to control it so we don't have to adjust the engines too much. There we go, 5 meter light is on, as you can see right there. So we'll just shut it all off here, to be honest. Actually, I'll leave the throttle on for the engines because we can charge up the battery. Okay then, so now we are ready to buy $1.3 million of jet fuel. That's the crane we're going to be using over there. So first of all, now we are going to use our remote control unit for that, which is just over here. So we need to have a look at the channel that we're going to be using, and that is 1863. Okay, so now let's go into our control room. And here is our remote control unit. So we'll just pick that up, and then on this frequency keypad, we're going to put 1863, and then over here is our remote control unit frequency. So we're going to just put, say, channel 1 for example, and then we'll have to switch our control unit to channel 1 as well. So if I just press B, there we go, now we've switched it to channel 1 on the action bar there. Also, we're going to have to switch on the console in general, so now the remote control stuff will be working. And finally, we also have to go onto shore, because just behind the crane there's a switch, and we're going to have to switch that to basically turn on the remote control capability for the crane itself. Okay, and here it is, so we just switch that radio control one there, and now hopefully, guys, it's going to work. So let's turn on the remote control unit, and there you go. So I'm pressing 2 and it's going left. 1 is right apparently, so we'll just bring this all the way over to the right hand side. So yeah, I am using numbers 1 and 2 to operate this thing at the moment, and if we just stop it about there, and is it 4? Okay, so number 4 is to lower the connector, and then 3 is to raise it. And these controls are also on toggle as well, so if you press a key, it's going to carry on, you know, telling it to go down until you press it again to stop it. Now actually the the connecting point is quite a long way up towards the bow, so what I might do is actually reverse the boat a bit. I don't want to reverse it out of the dock, but if we reverse it we don't have to, you know, carry that connector so far. And look, it's going into the water there. So if I just stop that, and yeah, I think what I'll try and do in that case is reverse the boat a bit. The engines are running at the moment to charge up the batteries, so if we just turn on motor power here and then press reverse, and hopefully that's going to work for us actually. Put the jet clutch on a bit. We should start going backwards, guys. Hopefully, there we go. We're going backwards. 1 knot. Don't want to go too quickly. There's the jet fuel line or hose, if you can see that there. And there's the crane. So we just want to go a little bit further, just to make our lives as easy as possible, really. Okay, that should do it, because if we go too far, we might be sticking out of the dock, and of course that is not the greatest idea. But yeah, we're still well within the area of the dock at the moment. So let's go over and get our connector. We will have to, can I just grab it through the rail, or yeah, I can do, I think. There we go. Yeah, we will have to actually extend it a bit further. So we'll go back into remote control mode and press number 4, and now that is dropping the cable, as you can see right there. and that's going to take a little while, so I'll come back when it's done and we're ready to connect it up. Alright guys, that is now long enough, so I'll just disconnect our adapter over here and just chuck that out of the way. There we go. And then we'll hook this up and let's see if that works. There we go. Okay, now some of the jet fuel is currently being purchased at the moment. That's because it's just going into the pipes. But of course, it's not actually going through into our tanks yet because we have to open the valves, which are those things just over there. So let's go into the control room now and open up the valves and get them filling up. Okay, here we go then. In the control room, just switch on the instrument lights there. And first of all, say we want to fill up tank number 3. So we're going to go and press that button to open the valves just for tank number 3. And then we'll press pump in, and ideally, there we go, it's working guys, yes! We're buying an awful lot of jet fuel for a lot of money at the moment. Yeah, as I say, it's going to be about $1.3 million, actually a bit more than that. And we should have plenty left over, of course, because we've got over 2 million currently, so that's fine. But yeah, basically this is going to take a very long time. So what I'll do is I will bring you back in when the tanks are full up. Also, I'll probably fill up the diesel off camera because I might have to do that a couple of times as we are running the generators. And it's the same thing as filling up the jet fuel, to be honest. But yeah, I'll see you in a minute, guys, and hopefully by then our tanks will be full of jet fuel, and also, of course, hopefully we won't be at the bottom of the ocean because we can't float with it. Right, catch you in a minute. Alright guys, we've done it. We've maxed out all of our tanks right to the top, and we have bought over $1.3 million of jet fuel. I say 1.3, of course it's actually worth over $10 million, amazingly, but it's going to turn into that over the next couple of episodes. But if we have a look here, it's quite well balanced actually, isn't it? I mean, the tyres are dipping into the water, as you can see just over there, look. So, of course, the weight really has sort of dragged it down under the water a bit. However, the deck is nowhere near the water, which is just fantastic. And I'm not quite sure, you know, what our new top speed and cruising speed will be like in the next episode when we make our way up northwest. It's going to be quite a long journey that. We might move a bit slower, and of course, with the risk of the Megalodon as well, that could be a very, very risky time indeed. But we'll have to find out what happens with that in the next episode. Guys, we have now come to the end of this episode though. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, I really, really appreciate it, as always. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you reckon we're going to be successful? Do you think we're going to get eaten? And do you think we're going to end up at the bottom of the ocean before we actually sell all of this fluid here? Anyway, there's a whole lot more work to do, and of course a lot more unknowns as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.